The wind howled through the dying pines, their skeletal limbs clawing at the gray sky like desperate fingers. Earth's reclamation zones weren't exactly popular, but for Ethan Weller and his dog, Cass, they were home. The air still crackled faintly with radiation from the old orbital strike, and most folks stayed away. Which made it perfect for a man who had no desire to be found. Cass barked once, sharp, alert, and pointed. Ethan dropped to one knee and scanned the tree-line. The black-furred shepherd growled low in her throat and darted forward, tail straight as an arrow. Ethan followed, his boots crunching through frost-laced dirt until Cass stopped abruptly and whined. That's when he saw her. Half buried beneath the wreckage of something not of Earth, a girl, no, an alien, lay crumpled in the ruins. Silver blood seeped from her side where jagged shards of metal had impaled her. Her skin shimmered faintly, a deep violet etched with fractal patterns like bioluminescent tattoos. She looked barely conscious, her large, lidless eyes locking onto Ethan with a mixture of terror and unbearable pain. Ethan raised his hands slowly. "Easy, girl. We're not here to hurt you." The alien opened her mouth and made a soft sound, a word maybe, but her voice was brittle. Cass crept closer and gently licked her hand. The alien flinched at first, then smiled, weak and broken. Against every instinct screaming in his head, Ethan tore off his jacket, pressed it against the wound, and cradled her head. "You're gonna be okay. I've got you. You're not dying out here." It took 2 hours to stabilize her. He used every scrap of medical gear from the stash in his cabin. She winced but didn't cry out as he sealed her wound with a field cauterizer. She didn't speak much, not until the second night, when the pain had dulled enough that her breath came easier. "I am called Sail," she said softly. "My vessel, sabotaged." Ethan blinked. "Sabotaged? Someone tried to kill you." Her eyes shimmered with light, like a galaxy caught in her gaze. "They do not tolerate defectors." "You defected?" Ethan leaned forward. "From who?" Her head dipped. "The Threx Dominion. They would burn 1,000 planets to silence one voice." He stared at her for a long moment. "And you risked all that to get away?" "I did not expect kindness. Not here. Not from one of your kind. Humans." Ethan gave a bitter chuckle. "We're not known for being gentle. And yet, you are." Cass thumped her tail at his feet and nudged Sail's leg gently. "She is brave," Sail whispered, stroking the dog's fur. "Fearless. She's got a good nose for people worth saving." Over the following days, Sail healed slowly. Her body was strange, somehow growing patches of new tissue over wounds that should have killed her. She said little about her past, but enough slipped out that Ethan understood. She was part of a rebellion, something small and barely alive, hiding in the cracks of a tyrannical empire. And now the Threx would come for her, no matter where she ran. "I can't let them find you," Ethan muttered one night as he stared out into the mist-covered forest. Sail turned her glowing eyes on him. "You do not have to protect me." "Maybe not. But I will." She looked at him for a long time. "Why?" "Because someone should." And that's when she did something strange. She reached out and pressed her fingers against his temple, and he saw. Not with his eyes, but felt it. Memories. Her world, a vast ocean of crystalline trees and 3 suns dancing across sapphire skies. The fire of rebellion, the loss of her brother in the first skirmish. Her escape. Her fear. And then, him. Ethan, standing above her in the dirt, blood-streaked and defiant, choosing compassion. The connection severed, and Ethan stumbled back. What the hell was that?" "I showed you what you saved." He sat in silence, throat tight. Then, softly, "I won't let them undo it." They came 3 days later. A Threx retrieval squad, 6 armored hunters in insectal exosuits, hovering through the night on silent anti-grav packs. Ethan saw them before they saw him, thanks to Cass. He didn't have high-tech weapons or tactical gear, just an old bolt rifle, a handful of EMP grenades, and a lifetime of hard-earned instinct. He laid the traps meticulously, rigging the clearing around his cabin with every dirty trick Earth's special forces ever taught. Then he kissed Cass on the head, whispered, "Guard her," and disappeared into the trees. The first 2 Threx died instantly, one to a buried pressure mine, the other to a shrapnel wire snare that sliced through armor like butter. The rest scattered, moving fast and silent, their vision tuned for thermal signatures. But Ethan wasn't there. He was everywhere. Like a ghost, he lured them into the kill zone, picking them off one by one, using shadows and echoes and just enough fear. By the time the last hunter realized what was happening, Ethan was behind him, knife pressed to the back of the alien's neck. "You sent 6, he growled. "That wasn't nearly enough." The alien hissed, voice crackling through its mask. "She is ours." "No," Ethan said, and drove the blade in. "She's under my protection." When it was over, Ethan staggered back into the cabin, bloodied and burned. Sale sat beside the fire, eyes wide with emotion, Cass curled protectively around her legs. "You're hurt," she whispered. He smiled through the pain. "You should see the other guys. You killed them all. They gave me no choice." Her eyes shone, not just with gratitude, but awe. "You fought for me. You didn't have to. No one ever has." He lowered himself beside her, exhausted. "They made a mistake coming after you. You're not just some fugitive. You're worth saving." Sale leaned in slowly, and with surprising gentleness, rested her forehead against his. "In my people's culture, such acts are repaid not with thanks, but with bond." Ethan tilted his head. "What kind of bond?" "The eternal kind. Life for life." His voice faltered. "Sale, I do not say this lightly, human. I owe you everything, and my people will know your name." Months passed. Sale healed completely, stronger than ever. She learned to walk Earth's forests with confidence. She sang strange songs to the stars at night. And one day, a message shimmered into existence, a call from the resistance. They were real. They were waiting. Ethan watched her standing at the edge of the landing zone. She turned to him, face fierce and beautiful. "Come with me," she said. "I'm just a man with a dog." "No. You are the human who stopped a Threx squad with old weapons and guts. You are the one who showed mercy. You are proof that even in the dark, there is still light." He looked at Cass. The dog barked once, like she already knew the answer. Ethan smiled. "All right then." He stepped into the light beside her.